Hello everyone, welcome to Beginner's Guide to Filecoin Chapter 13. This video explains how Filecoin's virtual machine is, how the FVM brings user programmability to Filecoin, creating a watershed moment for innovation, and how FVM creates fertile ground for accelerated growth of Filecoin ecosystem. Here we go. For the part 1, we will explain what the Filecoin virtual machine is and how Filecoin becoming programmable lays the foundation for composable products and services in the Filecoin economy. Then, in the part 2, we will introduce a framework to categorize the universe of potential FVM-powered use cases into distinct opportunity areas. This section discusses specific opportunities unlocked by the FVM and how ventures, investors, developers, storage providers, and other stakeholders may evaluate the prioritize them. In the third section, we explore how, by commoditizing cloud services and by allowing anyone to create and monetize products and services around data, the FVM stands to fully unleash and augment the full potential of the trillion-dollar open data economy. Then, we finally will conclude by discussing what has energized the many hundreds of terms to start building on the FVM, and by providing information on how you can stay up to date on all things FVM. Now, let's get into the part 1. The FVM brings user programmability to Filecoin, creating a watershed moment for innovation. Filecoin's larger roadmap aims to turn the services of the cloud into permissionless markets on which any provider can offer their services. The launch of smart contracts, as known as actors, on FVM on March 14, 2023, is a crucial component of the large vision, as FVM allows for user programmability around the key services of the Filecoin network, specific in these areas: large-scale storage, retrieval, and compute over data. What's exciting about the FVM is the ability for any developer to deploy smart contracts on the network. You can compare this to the moment that phones become programmable. The ability to write and install apps significantly augmented what people could do with phones and allowed the devices to go far beyond the capacities of their pre-installed and hard-coded software. It was a watershed moment for innovation. Similar dynamics stand to unfold when Filecoin becomes programmable by anyone through FVM. Since Filecoin's storage market is currently the primary service anchored into the Filecoin blockchain today, the first big unlock will likely be programming around the state of Filecoin's storage deals. Specifically, anyone will be able to, within certain limits, write software on what, how, when, and by for whom data is stored via Filecoin. While the FVM does not directly interact with the data storage on the Filecoin network, just its metadata, it will enable automation of storage and related services, such as off-chain data indexers and oracles, and settlements of value. This automation unlocks many new use cases. Illustratively, find a few select opportunities like perpetual storage, data DOS, Filecoin staking that arise from assembling the different building blocks that the FVM provides access to below. These illustrative recepts for use cases can be endlessly recombined with each other and other components. For example, developer tooling and user interfaces, and etc. Additionally, they may eventually also leverage other building blocks of Filecoin economy which anchor into the same block space, like the retrieval of the computation on content-addressed data, as well as those of other economics. These combinations will result in emergence of ever more sophisticated services. Now, as we move to part 2, we'll get into how we see the use cases unlocked by FVM. The use cases unlocked by FVM are loosely grouped into following opportunity areas. The first one is data onboarding and management, like tools automating storage deal-making to unlock use cases like perpetual storage. The second one is data curation and monetization. For example, tools facilitating the collective curation and monetization of valuable data sets. The third one is decentralized finance, like to provide access to collateral for thousands of storage providers offering services on the network and to create new opportunities for token holders to participate more actively in the Filecoin economy. And the fourth one is network participant discovery and analytics. For example, storage provider reputation services or data retrievability occurs that create differentiation opportunities and may enhance reliability of the decentralized cloud for its users. The last one is integration, interoperability, and other services. For example, cross-chain bridges to integrate with other economics or NFT standards with built-in storage guarantees and developer tooling and more. It is important to note that due to the recombination nature of FVM-powered use cases and Web3 more broadly, businesses may cut across several of these opportunity areas. One of the unique advantages of FVM-powered service starting up in Filecoin economy is access to a large number of storage providers seeking to boost their profitability. In February 2023, storage providers on the Filecoin network had collectively locked up 130 million plus File in collateral to secure their commitments to seeking the network and their clients' data safe. Additionally, storage providers have collectively invested millions of dollars to stand up the data centers that provide many exabytes of capacity. Partly due to the absence of DeFi solutions, access to collateral and other financing is relatively difficult today. As a result, services that lower these costs and reduce complexity for storage providers and/or unlock new revenue streams represent sizable addressable markets. This advantage is also a distinguishing dynamic that makes Filecoin a differentiated Layer 1. To lower cost, DeFi lending services may provide cheaper access to capital by using storage provider reputation scores to improve underwriting or by using smart contracts to enforce repayment directly to those lenders that made them possible. Such services also stand to benefit from being able to tap into the large number of token holders, many of which are eager to participate in the Filecoin economy more actively. Furthermore, data onboarding and management services may lower costs for storage providers by lowering storage client acquisition costs and/or by reducing the overhead of being a Filecoin storage provider. FVM-powered services may also increase SP revenue by enabling data access or encryption solutions, such as Medusa, Fission, Lit, or Lighthouse, which make Filecoin solutions viable for new customer segments by giving SPs more opportunities to differentiate, increasing the duration of storage deals, and allocating FilePlus data cap more efficiently. Cross-chain bridges and messaging to other ecosystems which facilitate the importing and exporting of services to and from the Filecoin economy also represent large opportunities for growth, both in utility for the Filecoin network and for increasing utility for Web3 overall. In the near term, developers may also capitalize on opportunities around the tooling that makes building the services outlined above more feasible. Collectively, these opportunities represent markets with hundreds of millions of dollars in revenue potential. Different considerations will inform how the stakeholders may prioritize the development of each opportunity area. Additionally, stakeholders may strategically sequence the development of different opportunity areas to maximize impact. The below framework provides an overview of potential dimensions that one may use to access opportunities unlocked by the FVM. For Part 3, we'll illustrate to you how Filecoin empowers more people to create and capture value around data to unleash the full potential of an open data economy. Importantly, Web3 and Filecoin and the FVM specifically will continue to commoditize the services of the cloud and allow for better value attribution in the data economy. This section explains why this customization is needed and how it opens up access to the data economy and augments the ways in which value can be created, captured, and more equitably shared. Let the data economy be defined broadly as covering business around data analytics and transformation, for example, software for encryption and transcoding or more. Data access and monetization, like on-demand streaming services, the financial services facilitating transactions between market participants as well as the scale of hardware required to power these businesses. Today, the core tenets underpinning this data economy are dominated by a few large companies. These organizations are successfully leveraging economics of scale to mold their businesses. The resulting dominance of a few large players has not only created central points of failure, but also stifled innovation and kept prices artificially high. Web3, Filecoin, and the FVM stand to challenge these dominant players. The composability and power of crypto-economic incentives allow the Filecoin community to rapidly bootstrap into existence an ever-expanding and competitively priced network of storage providers. Filecoin's open access storage network is already the world's largest of its kind, its capacity eclipsing even some publicly traded centralized storage providers. As Filecoin moves closer to its vision, infrastructure anchoring into Filecoin network will also commoditize the services around content delivery, like via Filecoin Saturn, and compute over data, like via backhaul. Secondly, in today's data economy, value creation often stems from collectively generated datasets. Think users creating content for social networks and other signaling interest for that content. The capture of the value is largely privatized in today's data economy. This is due to the fact that well-functioning mechanisms that would let data originators participate directly in the capture of value around dataset that they collectively create did not successfully emerge in Web 2. Instead, the most effective in monetizing collectively created dataset turn out to be advertising. Web3 tech is, however, structurally better positioned to trace and retroactively reward contributors, even for a data point with small marginal value by using its decentralized ledgers. With the FVM specifically, any number of unaffiliated parties could use Filecoin token or an FVM-powered Layer 2 abstraction thereof to form and incentivize the collective around the creation, preservation, and monetization of datasets that otherwise may never emerge. Imagine individuals monetizing their contributions to training data of an AI model or to a social graph, or researchers using the proceeds of selling access to a database of bacterial pathogens to finance the continued curation and maintenance of site database, or an ever-expanding encyclopedia rewarding its most active contributors directly as opposed to letting the value flow through an intermediary foundation. As projects like these emerge, the ability to capture value will likely depend on an ever greater degree on having access to proprietary datasets. Additionally, the open nature and the composability of such services also allow users to preserve their agency to access, remain loyal to, or voice their concerns about data-centric services. This agency preservation will force institutions to think about dataset privacy and sharing in a more sophisticated way than just trust us. It may also result in allowing users that own their data to keep a larger share. In summary, the trends around commoditization and better value attribution fueled by FVM and Filecoin will not only lead to fiercer competition and more pressure to innovation across all sectors of data economy, but also solidify Filecoin's position as the Layer 1 blockchain unequally, uniquely poised to power this open data economy. For the fourth part, we'll now introduce you to how FVM creates fertile ground for accelerated growth of the Filecoin ecosystem. FVM stands to unlock the development of applications, markets, and organizations that will eclipse the scale and breadth of services offered by centralized cloud providers. The potential has energized the community tremendously. Weeks before the official launch of the FVM, there are hundreds of teams building with the FVM on the testnet. There are hundreds of teams building with the FVM on testnet. Additionally, FVM-specific hackathons leading up to the launch of the FVM saw the highest registration numbers for Filecoin exclusive hackathon ever. The Filecoin community continues to foster a radically recombined ecosystem that accelerates the best ideas. FVM is highly cross-compatible, thus catalyzing the adoption of Web3 technologies alongside and partnership with other ecosystems and Layer 1 blockchains. Similar to how the computer may support multiple operating systems, Filecoin's virtual machine will support multiple runtimes. The first runtime to launch will be Filecoin Ethereum Virtual Machine. This seizes the RAM up for EVM developers who can leverage tried and tested developer tooling infrastructure and port over existing EVM-based smart contracts. These all are compelling reasons to build with the FVM. If you are interested in following along on what teams are building with the FVM, check out this non-exhaustive list. Also review the Space Rob Innovative to learn more about the program leading up to the launch of Filecoin Virtual Machine. Filecoin Virtual Machine, including FVM-specific hackathons, grants, community leaderboards, and acceleration programs. To familiarize yourself with the technical details around the FVM, consider visiting fvm.filecoin.io or watching one of the many videos introducing the technology. In conclusion, FVM creates fertile ground for accelerated growth of Filecoin ecosystem. Alright, please thumbs up if you find this video helpful. More videos that you might be interested in will be updated on King Labs channel, so please subscribe in case you miss out. See you in the next video. Bye!